Are we gonna get flagged? Didn't
Yeah,
you say that's a
probably.
thing?
But I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna do this part. I got problems because no one will recognize it. I got problems up the ear. I got people in my ear telling me the things I don't they wanna know. Fuck y'all, and I wanna like to know. Am I running? No. Am I running? I let my daddy know. He let his daddy know.
We're gonna get flagged. This episode's gonna get taken down now.
I don't think so.
You're the one that said that.
No one can recognize that.
You're the one that said that.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Episode 14.
Hi, I think we're just, are we always going to say the episode numbers for the rest of our lives?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And you know what we're calling this one? Shorts episode.
Oh my God. Wait, can I have a bite of the chicken leg?
Come on. Chicken legs means skinny.
I didn't mean it like that. I
Come
really
on.
didn't. I really didn't mean it like that. I really didn't mean it like that. I really didn't mean it like that.
That's why I don't wear shorts.
No, I didn't mean it like that, Kyle. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Oh.
You don't have chicken legs. They're meaty. They're meaty and I want to bite. I don't want to throw it in a barbecue and give it a little bite.
I'm wearing
I
shorts.
used to think about that.
I'm wearing shorts because it's like summer today here.
I'm going to say something really fucked up right now.
It's 55 degrees outside. Summer.
Yeah, that fucking English, please. I don't fucking, what is that?
13 degrees Celsius. That's warm.
Can I say something really fucked up?
Yeah. That's warm.
It's really crazy.
January? 13 degrees Celsius?
I might, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm going to get canceled. I'm not going to get canceled. I don't want to get okay, well.
2 minutes in and
Okay, no. It's a day episode and I'm so energized. Now do you see?
Great. Yeah, that's great.
Now do you see? Okay. I have thought about, not other people, but like just arm in general. Imagine like an arm in general on the barbecue. I think maybe what I'm actually picturing now that I'm saying it out loud is, you see where I was going with this. Think Army Hammer. I think what I'm actually saying is that I want a giant chicken wing.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I want to try human.
Yeah.
I think I'm just, now that I've, because I just picture it tasting like, oh, it tastes like chicken. Remember that was when that was like, tastes like chicken.
Let me ask you something.
So I'm not trying to eat people and I don't want to eat people. Put that on record. But I do want a giant chicken wing.
Okay.
With buffalo sauce, please.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You're at okay, so here's the scenario. You get invited to some really like elite Hollywood dinner, okay? You're surrounded by the greats. They're all there at this dinner. Not all of them, but like a lot of them. It's
Is
like
Colby Clay there?
Hollywood. I'm talking movies.
Yeah, Jason Mraz.
I'm talking movies.
Jack Johnson.
No.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, there's, Leonardo DiCaprio. There's Meryl Streep. Why are they at a dinner together? What's up with that? It's at a home, like this is Hollywood status. But this is like way deep in like.
So is this Hollywood?
Topanga Canyon.
Okay.
Right? This is where you're at.
Okay.
Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah, did I say that?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood. Okay.
Hollywood style. Hollywood elites. And you're at this dinner and they have a whole spread of things. There's some really nice looking vegetables, some really, maybe like the best potatoes you've ever seen.
Okay.
And then
a bowl of fingers.
No, a nice little spread of meats. You see some steak, you see some chicken, you see some pork. Maybe you're like, is that pork? I don't know. See all this stuff. And then you're there and you sit down and everyone's digging in. And you go, excuse me, what is this one? And they say, that's human. That's human meat.
So
do you
eat it?
Try it? It's there in front of you. It's been served to you. Do you try it? Because it's already there. It's already been cooked. The damage has been done. Do you give it a try just because you're like, well, if there's any point that I'm going to try human.
There is a right answer here.
I'm going to try it now. Or do you say, I'm okay. and you watch your idols, your Hollywood idols that you've watched.
They ain't my idols if they're eating fucking people. I'll tell you
that you've
that.
watched in movies for years.
No, I'm not trying it.
You're not going to try it?
No.
What if they were like...
The only way I would try it is if I was, which I want to watch the documentary together.
Yeah.
Is if I had to and I'm stranded somewhere, my plane has crashed and I have to, and my friend person that
Goodness.
Has died.
Okay.
Naturally.
So you'd prefer like...
for me to stay alive.
Raw human.
Not raw.
To stay alive.
Listen, we can't, this is not, there's a right answer here and
what's the answer? What are you saying? You're not going to try it?
No, I'm not going to try. And I'm not just saying this for the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to know your answer because I hope it's no too.
I think it would be no. But
that's so fucked up.
I always tell you this, that, you know, whenever I get like a scenario situation, I tell myself.
Also, I don't have I think for myself and I don't have peer pressure for those. I don't give a shit who's around me. I don't give a shit who you are. I do my thing.
But not peer pressure. I'm just saying in a given scenario, you can say like, oh yeah, I'd say no to that. But then you find yourself planted in that situation and you're like,
you know me. You know me. I
thought I would say no.
I don't smoke weed. I don't do drugs. And I don't care who's giving it to me. I'm not doing it. I'm not a peer pressure person at all. I'm like, that's lame. I'm like, if you're peer pressuring me, I'm like, fuck off. That's lame.
You want to do mushrooms with me?
Depends on how I am mentally at that point in time and where we are.
Disclaimer, I've never done mushrooms.
No, but I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes because right now with where I am mentally, no. And also doing it in this apartment seems...
What if we took a trip to Costa Rica and we did a ayahuasca journey with a shaman?
Fuck no.
Why?
No.
With the comfort of a shaman?
No.
You don't want to meet the little gnomes?
I'm happy for everyone that goes. I'm happy for everyone's spiritual awakening. I am an anxious person. I am anxiety prone. There is no way in shit and fuck that I am doing that. I already naturally have anxiety attacks with no drugs. I don't need to go trip balls. My whole fear, as we know, is being stuck. Being stuck on, that's why I don't like drugs. Because I'm stuck. I can't just go, no drugs. Thanks, I'm done. No, I'm stuck.
Yes, but also...
Would you do ayahuasca?
I think at some point in my life, I would. You know, you say this thing about like you have too much anxiety and whatever. A lot of people go and do these things.
Yes, but a lot of people
have
bad trips and they throw up, like my friends.
They've done ayahuasca?
I know 4 people that have done ayahuasca.
Really?
I've gone and done it.
Like in Costa Rica?
That's right.
Whoa.
And one of them just threw up the whole time.
That happens. You got to get rid of all the bad in you.
I'm not doing shit.
You're getting rid of all the bad. All the bad's coming out.
The craziest thing I do is Wim Hof. And I'm still like, wait a second. Like I looked up like what Wim Hof does and I saw the word DMT. It releases DMT and I was like, great. So I'm doing drugs. I'm releasing DMT in my fucking head.
The way that we do it with that little 10-minute session, it's not wrong. It's right.
It's beginners.
But it's beginners. There's that, which is cool and great and helps with stress and anxiety and all the such.
All the such.
I'm not sure if that's even a phrase, but it is now.
Ain't, but I love it.
And then there's the like hours long session where you lay down and you do a lot of the same, you know, type of stuff. But then you also do like you like do these like really in and out things. I got an ad for this thing called holotropic. There was like we're coming to Brooklyn, holotropic breathing sessions. And it's like a giant conference room full of people laying down on blankets and with blankets over top of them, going through these guided things. It's like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 12-hour day, and you do like 3-hour sessions at a time of this holotropic breathing. And people say that they like leave their bodies and go somewhere else.
It's so interesting, like the whole...
Which is the DMT thing.
Well,
you know?
because how do I say this? Because spirituality is always... I guess like when I started the sentence, I was like, oh, is it just like trendy now? But no, it's been, I think, trendy forever. And maybe it's just like an age thing that at a certain point with the stresses of life and, you know, maintaining a job and family and all these things that you then have to kind of turn to spirituality. I don't know. It's like there's always, my dad was doing retreats when he was our age, and like,
do you think that type of stuff, that like breathing stuff is a spirituality thing?
I do.
And like Wim Hof too?
Yes, I do. I think it's like, it's just, I don't know, what's the category? Like yoga, all that stuff, like just like wellness.
Holistic wellness?
Yeah.
Maybe?
That kind of stuff, I think
that's...
Has it always been trendy, or is it become like at a certain point in your life, does everyone kind of search for that? Or not everyone, but most people.
I think that...
I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying. I think that now it's more of a... I think it's way more prevalent in our generation than it was in our parents' generation. Maybe actually. But our parents had like hippie culture and all that.
But there's like yoga, exactly, like whatever. What's the one that he got canceled? There's like a big Netflix doc about it. Damn it. And it was like fully occult kind of thing. And it was like a form of yoga and using it for evil. But
oh, nice. I do feel like though there was there's definitely been a push away from just like medication and things like that, and finding,
because I think in the
ways
90s
to make yourself better through things like therapy's way bigger now.
Yeah. Well, mental health is just more, the stigma is lessening around it. I'm like, the stigma. Who am I today?
Today we are experts in neuroscience.
Yes.
Today we're experts in psychology.
Yeah. Go ahead, ask me a question. I'll answer it right now.
So, okay, something I've been thinking about a lot recently is I feel like when I wake up in the mornings, my brain, you know, it's cloudy. I feel, you know, I feel I'm losing that sense of purpose, you know?
Oh.
What is that?
Of course. So thank you for asking me.
No, thank you. Thank you.
No,
Doctor.
I'm so excited to answer this. So when you wake up sort of with a cloudy sense, that is obviously what we call the surgical diaphragms. They are opening at that certain point, creating a sort of foggy sensation in the brain known as the cranium skull. So taking in what we call, from the Latin-derived word, gargles.
That's Latin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gargles. And flipping that into, in today, 2024, I'll speak your language, is the chemical called liquor.
Liqueur is what it is. Interesting.
So that's pretty easy. That's all you need to really do.
These words are
Kinda get rid of
so...
Can I ask you a question, Doctor?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering how... okay. I've been kind of having like bags under my... Oh, stress.
Oh, yeah.
Big
yeah.
stress. I grind my teeth a lot. How do I deal with stress of these things, and how do I turn off my brain and kind of separate work from my everyday life?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Stress is something that many adults, children now too, are really dealing with. It's this pressure from people who they call their peers on the internet. They're not actually peers. It's just people that they see, and they develop sort of parasocial relationships with, and they think that they're peers with these people who are doing extraordinary things when, they're just fabricating. They're creating this sense of life for these people, and so, this false sense.
Ear point.
So what it does is it creates, when we see this, it creates a chemical in the brain called bacillium.
Wow.
Okay. And the way that bacillium reacts with certain receptors in the brain is it actually deteriorates this sort of coding that we have. Okay.
What's that called?
The coding is called, I'm blanking on it now. Contraptionin. So you have contraptionin on your brain. It's a chemical that coats it, and it acts as a protectant.
Mm-hmm.
And so this bacillium, it really breaks it down and gets into the phenol receptors.
Phenol?
Yeah. Which of course, as you know, is a main receptor for things such as stress and whatever. And it breaks it down basically and just makes them way more sponge-like, just able to take these things in. And, of course, they're prescribing things like...
I feel like you've been talking for 30 fucking minutes.
They're prescribing things like, Zimonium and Pacillum 3, which, I don't like these drugs all that much. I think they're just an unnatural way, which is why things like Wim Hof...
Connery, how long has he been talking?
This breathing really it stimulates these other chemicals that
I want Connery to do one of those edits where it's like me just like looking around and then just like time passing like and I'm like this.
Well, I'm just giving you scientific information.
No, it's really interesting.
Yeah, and so what the Wim Hof does that I like the most is
not the question.
With stress, how it helps with the stress doing this Wim Hof, it releases what's called dihydromethanine, and that is a chemical that's very, very, very good for you, very good for the brain, very good for your body and your immune system. So as far as dealing with stress. Breathing is a huge thing and a very popular thing. Now there's a lot of research to back it, and that would be my suggestion to you, doctor.
Thank you.
I'm sure you know of these studies.
Thank you, doctor. And scene.
Doctor, give me the news.
Hopefully some of you are still listening and still watching.
Sometimes that is what it feels like when I listen to Huberman Lab. I hear it and I'm just like this.
You're obsessed.
I'm not. I've listened to 4 episodes of it, and I hear it and I go like this. Cause I'm not crazy big on podcasts, but I'll put it on when I'm on a trip.
Stop! You can't say that when we have a podcast. You can't say that.
I know. All I'm saying is that I'm not actively always listening to Huberman. Yes, I'll put it on when I'm on the train or doing the dishes if there's something that I'm particularly interested in that he's got an episode about.
Right.
But sometimes I listen to it and he's saying all these big words like that. And
I'm big
like
on podcasts and I'm not a fake.
I go,
And I listen to them and I watch them. And I love when people comment and they say, this is my comfort podcast. That is so sweet. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have a few. I'm going to plug some. Battle of the Bands with Kyle and Sam, or Sam and Kyle. They're my friends.
I don't even know the name of it.
Yes, I do. Battle of the Bands. Their names are Sam and Kyle, but I don't know if it's Sam or which one's first. And it's so fun, and it just makes me laugh and laugh and laugh. And every time I'm anxious or something, I listen to it. I also love. Oh, there's one. Oh,
big,
yeah, well, whatever.
Big podcast girl.
Stop. You're wrong about. I do. Shut up.
You know what I like? That I've been listening to more recently.
What?
Which
this is my culture when I'm mad.
I don't know if it's a podcast. It doesn't feel like a podcast, which is maybe why I don't put it in the podcast world. But Kill Tony, it's not a podcast. He's doing a live show.
That's not a podcast.
But it's like advertised as a podcast. I'm pretty sure.
Will we?
Will we?
Oh.
They record
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, they record all of it, start to finish. They do everything.
Okay. I think it's time.
How about-
What? We think some people.
Oh, I was just gonna say, give us some recommendations. Podcasts you guys like.
Yeah, which Emergency Intercom I listen to sometimes. I listen to Brooke and Connor make a podcast. I listen to or I just look up guests I really like artists I really like, and then I listen to their interviews. I love like the A24 podcast.
You know what I do like?
What?
I like podcast clips. I find myself like really digging in on podcast clips.
Yeah. That's how we now have hey, we've a TikTok with our podcast, Nevermind. And my story is absolutely going viral. Yes, the one about where I talk about me embarrassing myself in my teens, childhood, singing to boys. I'm trying to think of other stories like that, which I definitely have. I was so embarrassing. Oh, have I told you this story?
No. I don't know.
Have I told it in the podcast?
I don't know. What
Okay.
story?
This is another one. So I was 12
Oh, you have told this one.
on here. Have I?
I don't know where this one's going.
I was 12 and I was, there was a dance, the patroller dance. Have I told?
I don't know. Keep going. I'll cut you off.
Okay. Cut me off if anything. And if you're new, maybe you haven't heard this one. So it was the patroller dance.
The patroller
and
dance.
I was, so patroller dance is that you help kids cross the street. Those are patrollers, right? You help I was like a bit older I was an older kid in elementary school. So I would help the little kids cross the street after school was done or when school was starting. And the only reason I wanted to be a patroller was to go to the dances. Because other patrollers from around the city also went to the dances.
See, I thought it was because you
Wanted to help little kids?
Just a pure, kind soul.
No.
And there was nothing else that you could think of wanting to do more than helping children cross the street.
Never.
But in fact, it's actually because you wanted to go to a dance.
That's right.
So it was work for you.
It was selfish. And what I wanted.
I just mean it was work. Like you were helping these kids cross the street and you were like,
yeah, I was like, move it.
I just want to go to
I was
this
like,
fucking dance.
Well, kind of.
Okay.
And so I went to, so finally I go to this dance and I got dressed up with one of my friends and I had a little V-neck going on.
Showing it off.
Well, I'm not going to talk about my 12-year-old body, but let's just say there wasn't much going on. So I was, and I did makeup. I crimped my hair. I was like I really went for it, which I never really did before that. So I show up to the dance and I'm looking around and they're like, snowball. And snowball is when you slow dance, right? Do they do that?
They would do things called like the snowball. And It was just
Yes.
like that was the whole dance.
No, I don't know why it's called snowball, but it's like that's when you slow dance.
Okay.
And have I told you
Nope,
this?
this has never been told
Okay,
to me,
great,
which means
great.
it hasn't been told on here.
Great. And so whatever, snowball. And it was Forever Chris Brown. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, who's going to ask me? And I was feeling myself. And the cutest guy comes up to me. He was a little shorter than me. He was. He had a Justin Bieber like haircut.
It's okay to be short.
And it's okay to be short. It absolutely is okay to be short. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, do you want to dance? And I was like, yes, I do. And so we're dancing. We're like this. So dancing. He's his hands on my hips. I my hands on his shoulders. And we're like swaying, whatever. We exchange emails or MSNs or whatever. And we find out that we live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, like we have to hang out. This is perfect. And so I'm like getting ready, right? It's maybe like 3 days after this. It's in the middle of the week. This was like a Friday night, middle of the week. And he's like, okay, let's meet at the park in our neighborhood. I'll bring my friend. And I was like, I'm going to show up alone. I don't care. And I feel like whatever. Doesn't matter. I show up. And like I said, I never really like looked like that very often. And I was wearing swim trunks. They were long swim trunks. They were pink, baby pink with surfing monkeys on them.
Nice.
I remember this exact outfit because I thought it was awesome. A child's shirt that's way too small for me, but I didn't want to throw it out. That had the community theater that I went to on it, and it was lime green. And DC's fat. They were pillows. And my hair to the side. Hadn't washed it since the dance. I don't think I took a shower since the dance. And I was very greasy. You can make French fries off my hair. So I show up and I walk over. I'm confident. I'm walking over. I'm like, fuck, this guy wants me. Fuck, I have a boyfriend now. I show up and we're like talking, whatever. And he goes, or like, I don't even know if we talked. The only thing I remember is him saying, you look really different from the dance. And that was the end of that.
Oh, that's the story?
He didn't talk to me after, no. And I remember his friend being like, this is the girl?
Who's this bitch?
Like, this is, really?
He said, what was his name? What was the dude's name?
I can't say.
We'll make up a name. Give me a name.
Adam.
His friend goes, yo, Adam, this the bitch you talking about?
Oh, it was, and here's the thing. He was really trying to, he stayed in my life for a long time, even though I went to different schools.
Yeah.
And he wanted it after. I love that when they come back around, they're like, oh my God, you're doing so well. And oh my God, you really like, wow, you really aged well. And I'm like, I don't forget. I'm somebody who doesn't forget. If you've wronged me, I don't forget. But I will forgive you, but I don't forget.
What was the inspiration? Where did that story come from in your brain?
Oh, anyways, can you tell me an embarrassing story? Because you've never told me. You seem so cool in every single one of your stories. So can you give me an embarrassing, preteen, story of some, dive deep? I can see something there.
I really don't have that. I really don't.
You've never put yourself out there or been I'm gonna ask this girl out, and she's like, no, or ever wore an embarrassing outfit and done the Harlem Shake?
No, I'll tell you, because I don't know. I don't get that
boring.
I don't get that
come
embarrassed.
On.
Okay, one time.
There we go.
This was in college, but I'm not embarrassed by this. I have a video of it actually. There was a thing that these sororities were doing. A sorority was doing. I think it was Alpha Chi or something like that. I don't know. And they had this pageant that they called Mr. Alpha Chi.
Alpha Chi?
I think it was Alpha Chi.
What does that mean?
Alpha Chi Omega is the name of the sorority. Maybe. I don't know.
America.
But anyway, I think it was called Mr. Alpha Chi. I could be totally
I thought
wrong.
this was America, not Greece.
Mr. Theta Phi? No, I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
It was a pageant for a sorority, right?
Yep.
And you had to go and first just introduce yourself in the line with all the other dudes that were running. And then you had to come and do a talent show type thing. So this one guy came up and did cooking. This one guy did this other thing. For the entire time I was I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do for this. And
if you turn out to be cool in this story, I'm going to be really mad.
It's kind of cool. But I didn't win is the thing. And so
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
I had like all this shit that I had to do. And I was like, fuck, I've committed to this thing. I have to do it. I don't have a talent yet. It's like the day before. I just have to figure something out. And so what came into my mind was to, as quickly as possible, learn the Napoleon Dynamite dance that he does in the movie. And I learned maybe the first like 30 seconds of the dance. And then I wore this just like dumb, actually I wore the fucking surf style thing, I'm pretty sure. And I get out there, and as I'm walking out. Were you
single at this time?
Yes. And as I'm walking out, the girl that I've told you about from freshman year, the girl who was older than I see that she's there.
Kyle's stories, every time he just seems like the man.
Well, no.
That really hot older girl I was with. You remember from the hot older girl I was with in freshman year. Yeah,
Didn't say that.
Right. She with the big ass and the big tits.
No,
and she was
that's
like
not
gorgeous
true.
and smart. And
that's
awesome.
not true.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's standing there with a big like news camera, like a giant camera recording as I walk out. And I was like, oh, okay, awesome. Like there she is. And I'm about to just do this fucking Napoleon Dynamite dance. I blacked out. I don't even remember doing it. And there's a video of me doing it. And yeah, they just like played the music and I was like, okay, here I go. And I just did it in front of
people laughing?
In front of like, there was probably 100+ people in the audience.
Were people laughing?
Yeah, people liked it and whatever, but it was still embarrassing.
I hate this story. I'm like, what's your most embarrassing story? And you go off and you say,
I don't have embarrassing stuff like that.
And like, okay, wait, so it's a day before. I'm like, God, what do I think? So, the hottest girl at the school who I'm dating at this time is in the audience.
I'm not dating her.
And here's the thing, everyone laughed and clapped. And then I won. Funny thing, I won.
I didn't win.
Got the $15,000 check. Donated. And what did I do? This is so embarrassing. This is literally so embarrassing. I donated to charity. I gave it to charity. How embarrassing is that?
It was a moment where
You need to dig deeper.
Felt embarrassed.
This is me challenging you as my friend. Yeah, you need to dig deeper.
The
memories and of the embarrassing stories.
I don't have embarrassing things like that.
What I have endless.
I just don't. I never like
endless.
I can't think of anything else that's that embarrassing. I really can't. I'm trying to dig deep right now. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll like really have a good like hour-long meditation this week, and next week I'll come back with something that's like where I'm like, I've got it. I have the thing that was really embarrassing.
I guarantee you, everyone watching, listening, has 30 stories that they can tell if they go, oh yeah, that was embarrassing.
Because also there are times where you'd be like, oh, that should be embarrassing, but I kind of just like even that, like that's not that embarrassing of a story. You just
it's not at all.
You just kind of rocked it. No, your story. You just kind of rocked it, and you were just
what
like,
do you mean he
fuck
didn't talk to me after? I think I stayed for 15 minutes. And they're like, we got to go.
But you weren't embarrassed by that.
Are you kidding?
Were you?
Of course. I was like, I'm ugly and I'm unattractive, and I was pretty that night, and I had a Cinderella moment, and now I'm in fucking Stewie Griffin boxers with that say mom. No, that say
okay.
What?
I have one. Maybe. I think. I feel like I told this one, but maybe I didn't. Okay. This is pretty embarrassing. But again, I just like didn't care because it just didn't matter at the end of everything. Okay. I come into school one day. This is 8th grade. And my school started the school that I went to was 7th through 12th grade. It wasn't like, most people start as freshmen. The school that I went to, you could be in 7th grade and have classes with fucking 12th graders if you were smart enough.
Right.
And so I'm in 8th grade, and the school started at 7:30, which means I'm up at like 6 every day to wake up, have breakfast, whatever. get to school on time. So some mornings, you know, you kind of just get up and just throw your clothes on, grab your backpack because maybe you slept in a little bit. And this was one of those days, and I get to school and I don't need to go to my locker to get anything, but I'm like talking to some friends before any classes start. And one of them was like, dude, like, do you guys smell that? Like, God, it stinks.
Okay.
I'm like, no. What? They're like, yeah, it smells like shit. And I was like, I don't smell anything. Go to first bell. Sitting there, I'm like, damn, I guess I kind of stink. I kind of smell bad. I don't know. And then I'm out in the hallway in between first bell and second bell talking to some other friends. And one of my friends goes, dude, like sometimes you have really bad BO, but today you smell like shit. And I was like, what?
Oh
I was like, what? And he's like, you smell really, really bad. And I was like, damn, okay.
Kyle.
And I was like, I don't know what to do about that.
Oh.
I go into second bell and we had this project where it was typing learning how to write a report essay. I don't know specifically, but where we had to get like one subject and write like a big essay about whatever the subject was using sources from the library and all this stuff. And the way that it started, or the way that it was organized, is you had to make 30 flashcards that had like bits of information. And then on the back of the flashcard had the source of where you got it from. So the book, using proper MLA citation, bibliography style shit. Right. I can't believe I even remember MLA citation, if that's the right word.
Whatever that, yeah.
And this is the first time I opened my backpack. I didn't open my backpack first bell.
Oh.
It's the first time I opened my backpack. And I pull out the flashcards that I have and they're soaking wet. I was like, what the fuck is up with this? They're like wet and sticky.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what's going on. And then I put them in my backpack and then I smell my fingers. And I was like, well, what
was it?
Scent. It was cat piss. My cat, I had a super old cat, really old cat. She was like, she died when she was like 27.
Whoa.
Old cat.
Wow.
Was older than,
yeah.
My parents got this cat before they were married.
Wow.
Really old cat. And in her later years, couldn't really keep that stuff in. She just peed all over my backpack. And I found out second bell during the day. Didn't find out on my way to school or whatever. Second bell. And I pull out the flashcards and they're due that day. We have to like lay them out and do this whole thing. And I told my teacher, I was like, I don't really know how to explain this other than my cat peed on them.
My dog ate my homework.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it sounds like dog ate my homework type of situation. I have the flashcards right here. I'll let you look through them. They're covered in cat piss. I really don't know like
what'd she say?
What you want me to do. And she laughed and was just like, that is disgusting. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to see them. And just like let them dry out and then like photocopy them or like remake them for me or something because I don't want to see that. And these are like, there's like paragraphs on these flashcards. But then the rest of the day, I was like, I don't know what to do
with your backpack
about this. I have to carry all my stuff around. I have to do all this, but I have.
Did you just wash it out?
This cat piss backpack. I just rocked it all day.
Also, okay.
All day long.
This wouldn't have been an embarrassing story.
All day long I rocked it.
Until your friend comes up to you and goes, dude, normally you have a really bad BO.
He said, normally you have some BO, but today you smell like shit. Yeah.
I think that's what makes it embarrassing. The rest is like, okay, yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. You know who said that to me?
Dan?
Yeah.
Fuck. That is really.
And I did have some stinky pits. We'd go to the skate park sometimes and I'd forget to wear deodorant. Sorry. And we'd be skating
Do you
around
still
all
forget
sweaty.
to?
And no. And people would come up
Oh.
and random people. We'd be like standing in like a little like crew, like, you know, skate park etiquette is you wait your turn to get in and take a moment to go up there. So you're always like kind of standing around a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And this one dude comes up and he was like, someone smells like shit up here. And I was like, that's me.
Oh.
Wasn't embarrassed though. I was just like, yeah, I'm sweating, bitch. Sorry.
Some people stink, some people don't. I
Smell good today.
smell good today. Okay, should we get I feel like we've talked for so long.
I think we should wait until just the very end to thank the knights at this point.
You want to do a scene?
We could. You want to try that?
Or should we go into it now or later?
Pull up the names. Connery, cue the motherfucking music.
We are so excited. We are so grateful. We are so thankful.
I am nervous that someday soon there's just so many nights now that
Many nights. Some nights.
actually I feel like we'll be able to do this for a long time.
Yeah, how many nights? I mean, how many
60. I sent it to you via
patrons
text.
do we
You don't
have?
wanna look on there. Text.
901? That's so sweet.
Most of those are free members.
Okay.
Text. Go to your text. Don't look at anything else.
I
Go
know,
to
I
my
just
text.
did, and it's exciting.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, everybody in the world, everybody.
Wait, no, I know what we're gonna do after. We're gonna do a Nevermind Nights, a night rap.
Okay.
So
Get into your character.
Here we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and I hereby declare these people to be the sexiest and the smartest and the most loyal bunch in the land. Thank you, Lucy Walker Cox, Sarah Dahlstrom, Finn Bruce, Shelby C, Zan, M3, Lily 1 of 1, Erin Rodriero, Seth Fowler, Carson, Katie Chase, Nelson Brooks, Evan Stark, James Dale, Eric Burke, Greg, Seth Pedraza, Hayden Kuhn, Bella Pradika, Adrian Dubicki, Charlie, Charlotte Ozenberg, Yaza Desinake, Emma Quimby, Haley Jeffers, Bad Sick, Heman Warrior, Ashton,
Man Warrior.
Jamo, AOP Poo Sponsor, Deals for Reeves, Harrison Berry, Ethan Rebel, Martin LeGrand, Jesse Lucas, Billy Morley, A Diddy, Anna Strazia, Andre Sanchez, Ali, Andrew Navarro, Laura Strazalat. What is it?
That's gonna be Laura Strelitz. Sorry.
Holden McGroin, Madeline Van Note, Avery Van Liden, Bob Sakamano, Emma Bibbs Maloney, Hive Mind Raleighs, Sally Lang, Sophie Karanakowski, Joshua de Gosman, Kelly Beach, Hot Sauce Haley, Diana Kreisman,
Yeah.
Mansa Wizard, Lady Knight, Banshee, Louis, Billiam. And we are so sorry. We're so sorry if we mispronounce the names, but of course the year is
1791. And yeah, that's the Nevermind Nights.
So
What's it gonna do when it comes to a fight? Are they gonna pull out the swords and strike? Because if they don't, well, they might have to, because it's the kingdom that they're fighting for, and if they're in the right mind, well, they'll strike at war, because that's what they do when they're Nevermind Night. And don't forget, it's because they're never out of might.
Hello, hello, my name's Veronika Knight, and I have a really big fright. I'm scared of things like getting stuck. I'm scared of things like a big old book, a two, give me three. I'm so rich, I love to pee. Peeing all over the world on you little muggle girls. I am a muggle girl. Lady Veronika is the greatest. She is the prettiest and she is the lady. She is the one to beat. She is the one to treat. Treat her to a piece of cake, to a piece of chocolate, to a piece of candy cane.
Suddenly we time travel to the year 1999. So let me hear you spit. Let me hear you spit as if you were in that time. Let's go.
99. Oh, hi. I'm a 90s kid. This is when all the best TV shows happened. Like School of Rock. No.
That's not a TV show. That's a movie.
Starring Jack Black, who is really groovy. Like Land Before Time. Like
Rocco's Modern Life. Rocket Power. SpongeBob SquarePants. That probably came out in the early 2000s.
Or very late 90s.
Or
Anyways,
maybe it was 1999. Maybe it was 99. I also really liked that one show, Courage the Cowardly Dog, even though it kind of scared me times as a kid. If I watched it too late at night, I would get really scared when I went to bed.
Went to bed. Thank you. Woo!
Peace.
And we'll never do that again.
I kind of like the freestyling.
I like it too.
Sometimes I'll just say a sentence and then I'm like, that's a bar.
I have an in and out.
Go for it.
I have an out. No, I have an in. I'm gonna phrase it as an in.
This is the segment where we talk about what's in and what's out. What's in and what's out.
Having your natural hair color is back in.
In.
Woo. I think.
Is that because you have your natural hair color?
Well, I don't know what came first, chicken or the egg. I think that it's in to have your own natural hair color. I think obviously I miss my blonde hair. Every day I think I'm ugly, but that's another thing. That's for another podcast. But I think that dyeing your hair, I'm not saying it's out, but I'm just going to say that having your natural hair color is in.
Having your natural hair color is in. Yeah.
What's in for you?
I mean, just right now, this is something I've been thinking about.
What?
Wellness.
Yes. Keep being healthy.
Get yourself well.
Another thing. Let me think.
Get yourself well.
The Oscars are coming up.
Oh, did you see the noms?
I did. Did you?
Yes.
Who got snubbed?
I don't want to say Iron Claw got snubbed, but I just really wanted
Zach.
I really wanted my guy Zach to just get some sort of
I agree.
Something nomination.
I agree.
The movie is good. Is it Oscar nomination?
No.
Good?
Worthy? No.
Probably not. But it also just felt so, I was not surprised by anything. It just feels very like, okay, like those were the big movies this year. That makes sense. Barbie. Oppenheimer is fucking 13 nominations, which
I didn't see it.
Probably, deserved. It was a massive feat in filmmaking. But yeah, what else? Not that I thought
my brain just went somewhere else, but yeah.
Not that I thought it would get a nomination really, but I thought maybe it would. I thought it would have been cool if Nicolas Cage got a nom for Dream Scenario. Or if Dream Scenario got some sort of like
a screenplay or something?
Yeah, best original screenplay.
Did they get anything?
Like there was no, they got nothing. I don't think. There was no sort of like underdog movie. Like I feel like actually there is. I feel like maybe. Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was the one that
won everything last year.
Last year. That one is like
the obvious.
It was just kind of like, oh, there's these directors that people don't know that much about. They're not these like
Oh.
huge names.
Right.
Whatever. It's a movie that was huge, pretty big, but it wasn't like the obvious choice for Oscar nominations. I did see that one, Past Lives was in there.
Yes, I think that was her very first
Yeah.
film.
So that feels cool to me. Like a little like underdog
Yes.
film.
I know. I mean, I want Paul Giamatti to win
All right, Holdovers.
for Holdovers. I'm excited to watch. I feel like now there's not much drama when it comes to these things, which I'm kind of enjoying. Like I watched the Golden Globes with Emmys with some friends, and it was so just like they did their thing. Everyone walked off. You know, some people had a good moment or whatever, had a few tears, but like no drama. Just like everyone's just like happy to be there and happy to do it, which I think I am enjoying. It's a bit more boring, but it's also like, that's what it's about.
I got hip to a new term the other day. It's less of a term and more so an acronym.
Okay.
But someone commented on one of your Instagram videos, our Instagram videos.
EGOT?
EGOT.
You don't know what that is?
Just learned it.
What?
Yeah, but it also doesn't make that much sense to me.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Can you win all? You can't win all four of those.
Yes, you can. In your lifetime is the whole
your
point.
lifetime.
It's not once. It's in your lifetime.
I see.
So Elton John is one, I think.
Emmy is TV.
Lady Gaga?
Hold on. Emmy's TV. Grammy is music. Oscar is movies. Tony is stage.
That's right. Broadway plays.
Interesting.
Yeah. EGOT.
Let's start with the Tony. Let's skip all the other ones. And
So, a lot of people do.
let's go straight for the Tony.
A lot of people do. What's her name?
I do like the way that Tony Awards look.
You know, you can just go.
Like the little
you can
fucking
buy
thing.
tickets.
Really?
Isn't that fun? I really want to go to the Jimmys.
The Jimmys?
Oh my God. The Jimmys are, I think I've told you about them and we've never watched one. If I didn't have to leave after this, I would do it. But anyways, just look up the Jimmy Awards. It's Renee Rapp won one year. Yeah.
What is it?
They're basically the Tonys, but for teenagers they're still in high school. And so they go around and
You've told me about this.
yes. And then
show.
so it's like, Maria in West Side Story. And she's like this. And then like do like all these things and they have like a big medley and
Here's
it's
my
so
question.
fun.
Here's my
Also,
question.
wait, can I plug this before? We have a second show. We have a second late night show for Nevermind, the Nevermind Live
Yes.
at City Winery, March 1st, 10 p.m.
10?
Yes. So we're going to have,
Oy, I'm going to be tired.
no, we're going to be hyped and we're going to go crazy. And
we know-
we're going to be
and we-
wasted. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to
And
be.
we have the entire show figured out already.
We will by that point. But no, it'll be really exciting and fun. So please, please come.
Who's Jimmy?
I wish I knew.
Who's Tony?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew I wanted.
Who's Tony? Who?
Tony Soprano.
Who is
It's literally named after Tony Soprano.
the Tonys?
Yeah. Because
Really?
they were like, that was the best performance of all time. And that's what it is named after.
The stage
Yeah.
ones?
Mhm.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I can see that you're not.
What do you mean? It actually is.
I don't believe you.
Why?
I don't believe you.
They were like, no, I'm serious. They were like, that was the best performance of all time.
So, okay.
So they named it after, so the Tonys are named after Tony Soprano.
So the live theatrical awards.
Yep. Broadway.
Yes, Broadway.
Are named after the hit HBO
The
show.
TV show.
Yes.
Okay. Who's Oscar?
The Grouch.
Oh.
Yeah. Because everyone is always, the Oscars aren't really about the fun times. It's about who loses and who's showing it the least.
Did you know that I want to say 2003, maybe 2004, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King was Best Picture?
It's
How crazy is that?
fucking, I believe it.
Best Picture
'Kay.
that year. I think it actually really went crazy. And another thing that I like about the Oscars, this is a really dumb one.
Yeah.
This is actually so dumb.
I'm gonna add something.
I don't remember what years. But the movie Spotlight won. And then the next year.
You mean the movie where Mark Ruffalo opens up a piece of
You love this.
opens up a box of pizza and goes like this. Pizza. Give me a slice or something.
He goes, I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm starving. That's what he says.
I gotta see that.
Someone find that clip for me because I watched it in the theater and maybe I made it up, but I did not fuck with it.
Okay, so Spotlight won. The next year after that, Moonlight won.
Spotlight, moonlight.
What's up with that? Isn't that weird? Conspiracy theory.
Who wrote that song? Juice WRLD?
Conspiracy theory.
Or XXXTentacion?
X wrote that. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Did Drake? I'm just kidding.
I've been seeing some wild conspiracy theories on my TikTok. What? What do you need to plug?
I don't want to plug.
We're good. Trust me, we're good. I've been seeing some wild conspiracy theories on my TikTok, and I saw one the other day that actually had me a bit. I was like, oh, this is crazy. I don't even want to get into it because of how crazy it is and how much.
Well, then why'd you bring it up?
I actually believe it, but
be careful.
It's wild. There's some wild stuff out there.
Can you give me a hint?
It just has to do with, there's this book.
If you say 9/11, it's over.
It's not 9/11. There's this book that's called like the wild adventures or the something adventures or whatever of Barron Trump, which is Donald Trump's son's name. And in the book, he is being like led and guided by this mentor whose name is Don. This is an old book too.
Okay.
But his mentor named, and also this is from a TikTok video. My source is a TikTok video.
Yeah.
And supposedly in the book, this mentor of his, Don, who is just a rich man,
who becomes the president,
runs for president, and everybody is very upset because they say this man is not a president. He's a rich man. He can't be president. And they take to the streets and protest and all of this sort of such stuff. And then it gets into like time travel and whatnot in the book. But anyway, just a weird coincidence that there was a character in a book named Barron Trump, and perhaps Donald. You
mean, my infamous Donald Trump impression? Right. I love Donald Trump impressions deeply.
Let me see.
Huge. I'm also being ironic if anyone
maybe he read it, Don, and was like, oh, interesting.
I'm going to name my kid Barron.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a possibility.
But I also don't think that that's either what happened. I think
this dude in the video is like, what's a coincidence that I believe in? Oh, well, how about in Barron Trump's magnificent adventure? In the book, he's a young boy who is led by a man named Don. Who is Don? He's a rich man. Bless you. And so anyway, I got really sucked into it because I just thought, okay, this is interesting. And I'm sick and I'm bored. I'm going to watch this. And then I finished it and I thought, that's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. And you're probably like high on NyQuil or something. You're like, wait.
That's pretty crazy.
Wait a minute.
I thought, wait a second. That's pretty crazy. Kind of like that.
Well,
I thought I was done with that. Where'd that cough come from?
Oh no. But guys,
that's
the episode. That's a wrap. I wanted you to say episode. Okay, ready? So I'll say that's the episode and you say that's the wrap and then we'll swap it. Okay,
that's a wrap. Okay. So,
that's the episode. That's a wrap.
Episode. We are 14 episodes in.
And we're 14 years old.
14 episodes into a very long journey. How many episodes will it go for? I imagine something like 700
or maybe 762. 1004.
I
Thank
do
you.
look at podcasts
And you go, holy heat.
that I see and they're like episode 1062. And I'm like, damn, how long have you guys been doing this? And will we last?
We will. And we will persevere, and we're going to get all this shit happening. Also, I was thinking maybe the next episode, we'll talk about it, but would anyone be interested in like an episode with Michael and we talk about
The lore.
the lore and kind of like the making of it in a way? That could be fun.
That'd be interesting.
And then we talk, and then like
First
we
Michael
go-
up.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we love you so much. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.